Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nasty Edition Garage. So today we're going to jump into episode 8 of our Toyota MR2 front end reassembly series. So I do have some ultra racing bars that I do want to install, and that's what I want to take advantage of today in this video to put on and try to get those out of the way and at least onto the car. So what we're going to do at the same time, we're going to try to torque everything down to spec as far as suspension goes, so we can at least have that done and that out of the way. I was waiting on the ultra racing bars, or to install the ultra racing bars, so that we could then go ahead and torque everything down to spec. So guys, let's jump into it. It's going to be a fun episode. Alright, like I was saying, we got these ultra racing bars right here that I do want to install. Everything except the sway bar, just because I'm still waiting on the sway bar bushings actually, so I still got to get those. Once I get those, then we'll go ahead and install that. But we still have this H brace right here. This one here is going to get installed. These 2 points here, actually, what? These 2 points here actually go right there, one there, and then one right over there. So I'm gonna have to remove the lower control arm bolts and then go ahead and install these guys. So enough talking, let's jump into it. I'm gonna open these up just so that we can see the condition. Again, I don't know if you guys remember, but I've had these for over a decade now. I think these things have, I bought these years ago when they were super expensive, but guys, I got them powder coated, and then or I got them repowder coated because I don't know what they had on them. I don't know if it was paint or whatever it is, but it rusted way too quickly, so I powder coated it. Let's see what they look like. These things have been through floods inside this plastic, so I don't know what the conditions really look like beyond what you guys see here. So I'm gonna open it up, guys. I'm gonna put you on a real quick time lapse just so I can open all this stuff up, so we can do a good examination on them and make sure that that nothing looks like crap or we have to repowder coat. So guys, let's jump into it and let's go. Alright guys, this one doesn't look that bad. Look at how fresh it looks. I promise you it's been sitting for at least 6 years. The very least 6 years. But this is looking pretty good, guys. And this actually goes underneath as well. Kind of sits just like this. Right under the, I believe, the battery tray, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to install this, so we're going to install this one last because I believe we need to install that one first. If not, I'm going to be really upset after installing this one and knowing that I got to install this first. I think that might be a thing, but I don't know. We're going to open this one too and get into it and see which one goes where, and then we'll go ahead and determine which one is going to get installed first, guys. So let's go. To be honest, this thing looks actually really good, despite it being in a flood and being wrapped up for about 6 or 7 years. I think it looks pretty good. There's a couple nicks that are to be said. It's been sitting around and been thrown from garage to garage and storage stuff, so it looks pretty good for what it is. It even has the little logo. The plastic is still even on there. I had them that new when I got them, and they still obviously seem new. So guys, we're gonna jump into this episode and actually start digging into installing these. We're gonna install this one first, but I'm gonna measure, or I'm gonna not measure, but just kind of mock up these two both, just because I want to see if I put this one on, am I gonna have room to put this one, or do I put this one first and then go ahead and put this one on? So we'll check that out right now. I think it's gonna be this one first and then that one, if I remember clearly, but we're gonna just check. We're gonna go into this car and let's go. Everybody, as you guys can see, I just slid the lower control arm bolts right through the holes or the entrance to the bottom of this H brace. So these are going to get tightened up once I install these up here. So these are going to go right up here. Once I install those, then we will go ahead and tighten up the rear ones, just because, as you see, a lot of the pivoting happens in the back, so I just want to make sure I can adjust these to their proper places, and then I'll install and tighten the rear lower control arm. So guys, let's jump into it. I'm gonna go ahead and put you on a time lapse again, but let's get this stuff done, and then we'll go ahead and install the other one that's right up there. So let's go. All right, everybody, what you guys seen me do was install this H brace that goes on the front end of the Toyota MR2 by Ultra Racing. So guys, I've had this again for many years. I love the way it works on my car. People will argue that, and again, I'm not here to argue that opinion. It works great, guys. So we did go ahead and install there. It just looks good. Look at it. It just looks phenomenal under there. I'm super excited, just because that's going to make a hell of a difference when I'm driving this V6, since it gets way too tail happy. All these braces are going to come in handy for that matter. But guys, we're going to jump into this next brace, this triangle brace. We're going to go ahead and put this one on. This one goes literally on the back half of where this bar starts, so it goes on this end forward. Again, I'm going to try to get a nice angle, probably here somewhere, that will catch that angle. But again, I'm going to do my best to try to capture that, guys, just because it's gonna be a little difficult to do it. But I'm gonna go ahead and try it. But let's jump into this other bar over here, and let's go. Alright, boys, we're gonna get under this car the best that we can, so I can show you what I've done so far. As you guys can see, I did put this triangle brace in, and it looks phenomenal on there. Obviously, as you guys can see, I'm trying to hold this camera straight. It's not completely on there. I got to still tighten it all up, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little under view of what's going on under here with this with these H braces, and I think they work for what I'm trying to do. My wheel-to-wheel races, it definitely improved my timing. Let's go ahead and tighten these guys up really quickly. I'm going to tighten this one up to spec. This one right here, just because that does hold the lower control arm, so I do want to make sure that I tighten that one up to the spec that it needs to be, and then everything else is just going to get tightened normally for the meantime, and we'll go from there, guys. So let's go. Alright, everybody, we have both the H brace and we have the triangle base both installed. Let's check it out, guys. Look at how nice these things look. This is the H brace. It attaches here, and it attaches at the lower control arm. Same thing for this side, lower control arm, and right at the radiator support. Now we're gonna move to this triangle brace. This triangle brace got its own mounting point right behind the lower control arm. As you guys can see, it's literally right there. And the same thing goes for the passenger side. It has two more mounting points right here and right here. And both of these are titanium filled, so I did put titanium in all of the bars, or use titanium bolts for all of the bars. I'm super stoked about that, because titanium is super light, and I'm all about it. I was listening to Eric Hux on one of his podcasts, and titanium is what's up, man. I love titanium, so I'm all about it, and he enlightened me with the titanium stuff. So I'm glad that I got that done and got these on. So moving forward, I have a special surprise. So alright, everybody, so as far as this box goes, this box is not going to be for the V6 over here. It's actually going to be for the 94 that I'm going to be building after this V6. And that 94 is actually going to be more of an OEM plus build. I'm going to try to keep everything original except the motor. The motor is obviously going to be a 5th gen, but we got some pretty cool things in here, and I want to open them up and I want to share it with you guys just so you guys can see how serious I am about making this an OEM plus build. And Alright guys, we opened the box and we have 2 other very thin boxes. So you guys can only guess what this is. I'm still not going to tell you guys, but you guys could probably see it right here. It is the window assembly for the quarter side of the 94. So I did want to make sure that I did have some new ones for this OEM plus build. So we're going to open these up and hope that they're not shattered in any way. I do want to give a big shout out to my girlfriend Olivia for helping me buy these. I bought one and she bought the other one for me, which came in handy just because these were the last ones that were ever like even on eBay. So we were able to pick these up. I got one, she got one for me, which is, here's a big shout out, babe. I love you. Thank you again. But let's open these and let's just hope they're not shattered. So I'm going to open them up and we'll see from there. Let's go. All right, folks, I unboxed these beautiful freaking windows. These are brand new OEM windows. So this is going to give you guys just a small insight on what I mean by OEM plus when I'm going to do a build. This build is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be super clean. It's going to be probably one of the best OEM plus builds ever done here on YouTube. So guys, I mean, at least for an MR2, that's for sure. I'm going to go super deep in depth with that MR2. I'm going to paint the inside. I'm going to paint the cabin. I mean, we're going to do everything. So guys, thank you again for watching. This was a special unboxing, just a little sneak peek at the end of our Toyota front end reassembly. So guys, remember, like, share, subscribe. I greatly appreciate all my subscribers. And again, check out the Nasty Addiction merch store. And again, like, share, subscribe. Take care of yourselves and each other, guys. Peace.